That's the spirit, brother. Okay, good morning, fellas. It is time. Okay, I want to start as always. I want to know your prayer requests. I will start in this side right here. Prayer requests. Okay, Mr. Derek Purvis. He's getting well, as you know. We were there yesterday at the hospital, and you know he's getting better. That's the thing. But yes, thank you, Elizabeth. Here in the middle, right in the middle. Yes, sir.
Our neighbor across the street, I know Slate knows her, Jeannie. She's got her stomach cancer and all that, but the day before Derek, actually, he himself suffered a major stroke, and he's also in the hospital right now.
What is it, Jeannie?
His wife, his husband, Ken,
Ken. Okay.
suffered a major stroke.
Oh, I need to put Ken in our prayers too. Here and Jeannie. Here, okay. I'll go with this side here, Mr. Moore.
You got Derek.
Yeah.
And also my grandson, Atlas, he's going to be having surgery in March on his eye. So just keep him in your prayers. And then also Letha. Just keep remember her.
Okay, we have Mr. Derek, we have Miss Letha, we have Ken, and we have Jeannie, and we have Atlas too. Yes.
And keep Yvonne in your prayers. She's having some tests. They're afraid she might have a tumor in here. And she's really concerned about that, so she's up for a lot of tests.
Yvonne.
Yvonne, E-V-O-N.
Okay. Yes, Miss Beth.
Jack either has allergies or a cold, so he's out today.
Okay.
He very seldom is out.
Okay, we have Mr. Jack too. I will say I don't. Mr. Bob, could you pray to start, please?
Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you so much for the many things you've given us. Father, I thank you, Jesus. Father, I thank you for everyone here this morning. Father, I ask you to help us that we will learn from your word and learn what your will is for us. Father, I ask you to be with those you mentioned here this morning, those who are sick, having other medical issues. Father, I ask you to be with them, that you would heal them and comfort them, ease their pain. Father, I ask you to be with all those on the sick list and prayer list. In Jesus' name, I ask it all. Amen.
Amen. Okay, guys. We will start today with the chapter 6 of the book of Revelation. So, chapter 1, we have the divine liturgy. Chapter 2, we start with the letters for the 7 churches. Then chapter 4, we answered the question, who rules the world? And we had the visions of the king, Christ as a king in his throne, a beautiful throne. And also John described the worship, because God is God. I mean, he's so beautiful, he's great. Then all creation fall in worship when the whole creation can see who he is. Then the chapter 5 answered the question how he rules the world. And we had the answer that he rules the world because he's worthy. And he's worthy because he was a lamb slain. And because of his blood and his sacrifice, he purchased all people, all the saved people. Now, the chapter 6, as he's worthy to unveil, to break the seals and open the scroll. Now we will see what the scroll, what the seals are. In the next chapter, we will see how the scroll says, what the scroll says. But for now, we will see the seals. And I always like to put these kind of images because it catch the attention of the people. So far it looks like catchy, like what he's gonna talk this morning. And I want you to see it just like that, because this is a kind of picture what we're gonna see the whole chapter 6. It doesn't look like beautiful or very hopeful. Looks like a war, looks like death, looks like something difficult, something hard. And what I want to do this morning is to explain at least the 4 first seals. For the next class, we will see the other seals, but for now, just 4. Now you have the image here. I will tell you something. Revelation chapter 6 is the moment when the cosmic drama, and I will explain about after I read it. The cosmic drama unfolds after the Lamb takes the sealed scroll in Revelation 5. The opening of the seals begins. Questions. What do you understand when I say cosmic drama? Let me hear your thoughts.
Something going on in the heavens?
Something going on in the heaven, okay. What else? Apocalypse, what else? Universal, what else?
It affects all things. Nobody gets left out.
Okay. When we say cosmic, of course, we are talking about the universe, you know. And drama, we are talking about the plot of the universe. That's what I say. And why I mention that? Because in so many circles, so many churches, this is not a critique, this is just a fact. We have been taught that salvation is for people. I mean, we talk about how God wants our hearts and our souls, and we do not think on what happens with all the universe. That's why we call it cosmic drama. And if you join to me, please open or turn on, in case you have digital Bibles, your Bible's in Romans chapter 2, verse 8. Sorry, Romans chapter 8, verse 20. Is Romans chapter 8, verses 18 to 23. Who can read it? Romans chapter 8, verses 18 to 23. Who can read it?
I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. For the creation waits in eager expectation for...
Excuse me, sir. Who is waiting? Verse 19.
the creation.
The whole creation, right? Now, question to you, and I stop you just to make this question. You are my reader. How this, when you read it now, how this affect your understanding? Because we have heard a lot of in a lot of circle spaces that salvation is just like people being involved in that. But when you read Romans now, Paul is saying the what?
All creation.
The whole creation is waiting. But what is waiting? Keep reading, sir, please.
For the creation was subjected to frustration, not by its own choice, but by the will of the one who subjected it, in hope that the creation itself will be liberated from its bondage to decay and brought into the freedom and glory of the children of God. We know that the whole creation has been groaning as in the pains of childbirth right up to the present time. Not only so, but we ourselves, who have the first fruits of the Spirit, groan inwardly as we wait eagerly for our adoption to sonship, the redemption of our bodies.
Okay. What we read here, verses 18, verses 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23, is that this a moment is not just for people, it's the whole creation. It's awaiting for the salvation, for the redemption of the universe. So, what it says is that the whole creation is involved. That's why we say that it's cosmic. This is not about just people. All the things, the sin has damaged all the things in the universe. Then, the crucifixion of Christ reached the people, of course. The scope of the crucifixion, the salvation is for people, but also is to redeem the whole creation, as you can read. Yes, Miss Aaron?
Now, King James says creature. It does say creation, but it doesn't say creation until verse 22. It says creature everywhere where y'all just read creation. Yeah, the creature, there's a difference between the creature and the creation, correct?
No, it's something about the ancient English, because he sees something, and when he say creature, he's not talking just about like people, or because we think animals are creatures, not just the people. So he called creature all the things around. Creation is the, how can I say it, the broad word englobing all the things. Like creatures is all the things, and it's the meaning of creature is the whole things that have been created. So we can see that we are creatures, of course, but also what's the difference? And we know the difference between, we have all people, we are all creatures. Not all people are what? Human, but something special that differs. John says the ones who received Christ, they are what?
Sonship?
What?
Sonship?
They are childs of God. If you read John chapter 1, he says that only the people who receive God, they have the privilege to be called son or daughter. I mean, children of God. We are all creatures created by God. The difference is when we receive the Holy Spirit that we have, we are called children. But yes, he's talking about creatures. It means all the things that have been created. These Bibles, I mean, NIV or any other one, it's using creation as a broad, and broad is a what? Broad.
We understand you. We've got it.
We've learned you by now.
Yeah, we have.
There's something in language. There's something that the people teach that is called like interpretative love. And it means when we talk together, I had to do my best to explain my ideas, but it says that the other one needs to want to understand what you are saying. Then thank you for your interpretative love when I speak my broken.
Interpretative or interpretive?
Yeah.
Look, we're following you, man.
And that's not love. That's what I say.
My wife is translating.
Thank you, sister. And that word, that how can I say it?
Interpretive.
In,
Interpretive.
interpretive?
Yes.
Okay, look. I want to do, after this class of Revelation, I want to do a class about your language. How people like us, we are struggling with your language, because in my language, if you have for example, you need to pronounce every single letter in the word. But now you have a lot of letters and that you don't pronounce. And
Because we're normal.
it's and
This would be weird. I mean, wow.
and I will give you just one example. You know, it was an event in Arizona, in a city, and I was speaking with Mr. Wayne Stoltz, and we're speaking about it, and I say, yeah, Mr. Wayne, and he asked me what city of Arizona, and he say Tucson. I said, Tucson, what city is that? I said, Tucson, Arizona. I said, I haven't heard in my life about Tucson, Arizona. I said, this is a very famous place, you know. And he said, show me. He said, oh, Tucson. I said, what? What? No. Yeah, it's Tucson, Arizona. I say, he said Tucson. No, it's Tucson. I said, yeah, door, blood, flood, more, double O. It sounds different everywhere.
We're gonna have some lasagna tonight.
Yeah, make fun with me. Yeah. Keep going. Okay, I will speak my broken English. Please try to interpret. Did I say it again? Understand what I tried to say. Okay. I don't want to read now. Please, reader. You go for it.
This is key. It is not chaotic destruction, but the progressive revelation of God's sovereign plan. The active protagonist of the chapter is not chaos, but the Lamb, Christ, who opens the seal.
Okay, what you can see or what you can read, what's happening here, it's like chaos, like destruction. But if you read the chapter 5, you'll see that the Lamb is in control of what's happening right here. It means it looks awful, it looks dark, but if you remember, the Lamb, it's opening the seals. It means he's under control of this picture. So in chapter 6, we will have a narrative structure. I'm okay? Narrative? Get out of here, bro. Okay. This chapter has a carefully constructed structure. That's what we'll see. Number 1, verses 1 to 8. That's what we're going to see this morning. The first 4 seals, the 4 horsemen that you know. Number 2, we will see the 5th seal. And that's what we're going to see next Sunday. The martyrs cry out. And we will try also to see this, the 6th seal, verses 12 to 17, the cosmic collapse and eschatological terror. That's what we're going to see next Sunday. We will try to put it together. If not, we're going to see just this one here. But for now, we will see the first seals.
I watched as the Lamb opened the first of the 7 seals. Then I heard one of the 4 living creatures say in a voice like thunder, "Come."
So what we have here is we have the first call. It says, I watched as the Lamb that was opening the 7 seals, and he heard a voice from one of the creatures around the throne calling John, come. And the first question that I have, if you go to the verse 2, we will see a horseman, 4 horsemen. And it is very famous in movies, shows, everywhere we read about the book of Revelation and stuff like that. We think, and I dare to say that the most famous thing from the book of Revelation is the 4 horsemen. When we think in the book of Revelation, everybody knows the 4 horsemen. And we need to answer our question first. The question says, why does John choose horsemen as a symbolic device for judgment? Why do we have horsemen here? Why not, a war tank? Why not something bigger like, yes, sir?
Because that was like a war tank. If you had horses and chariots during that time, that was like, that was the ultimate weapon during that time.
I will say 10 points, but as you have been rude with my English, I'm not going to give you anything, bro. So keep trying, bro. Yes, you are right. Without points, you are right. But yes. Oh my God. Mr. Bill is not here. What we have here is the horseman. Number 1, we have an historical, critical perspective. The horseman as a symbol of imperial power and crisis. Do you hear me? Okay. Oh, sorry. Number one, in the first century, the horse and the rider were images associated with, number one, war. Number two, imperial conquest. Number three, organized military power. And number four, territorial domination. It means when John is showing us the riders, the horsemen, he's talking about these four things. Then, why he's choosing horsemen? Because when the people who receive the book of Revelation, they read about horsemen, their minds think in these kind of things. For example, if you think in, I don't know, F-16, tanks and stuff like that, you know war is coming. If we make a modern version of the book of Revelation, instead of horsemen, you will use maybe war tanks, you will use war planes, those jets, I don't remember the name, and weapons, and you see that and you say, okay, war is the word here. He's talking about difficulties. He's talking about hard times. The same thing when they see a horseman, and remember, not all the people had horses at that time. We see people now riding horses as a hobby, the Kentucky Derby, stuff like that, beautiful horses and that kind of things. And we think it was normal. Now, at that time, that was not normal to have horses. Only rich people, and the big horses, just the armies had big horses. So when they think in a horseman, and the kind of horseman that we will read, they know that they are talking about war, imperial conquest, organized military power, and territorial domination. Yes, reader?
The Roman Empire expanded precisely through cavalry and mobile legions. For the communities of Asia Minor, the original audience of the apocalypse, a horseman was not an unknown or abstract figure, but a recognizable symbol of imperial violence.
Then, when they think in a horseman, they will start to think in imperial violence, because it is what it means. And I will take you back a couple of classes, and I told you that in the last week of Jesus, the Passion, remember that I told you that when he came to Jerusalem riding a little donkey, it was a very powerful symbol of humility. And I told you why? Because before he came in a donkey, the Roman Empire came into the city riding big horses. And it was a way to tell the people around, remember, Jewish people, they need to be in Jerusalem for the Passover. They cannot celebrate Passover in their places. They need to come because they have the temple at Jerusalem. So, Rome have a military parade, because if you are under oppression of an empire and you have all the Jewish people in that city, the city is packed, the most probably thing that you can do is to have a riot in that city. But Rome make a parade, riding the horses, to tell the people that even try to do silly things. And this horse riding that they used to do is to put terror in people. Then the scenario changes with Jesus riding a little donkey. It means humility. I do not come as Roman did. We can dig deeper on that, but I just want to give you the idea that for the people who receive the book of Revelation, a horseman is not just a normal thing. They know what it means. And when John is talking about the horseman, he's trying to put an idea on the minds of these people. So we have here the verse 2, the first horseman. And it says, I looked, And there before me was a white horse. Its rider held a bow, and he was given a crown, and he rode out as a conqueror bent to conquest. The question, yes, sir?
That's a bow that he was holding.
I'm not going to teach this class today.
I was trying to help brother.
Yeah, but you don't know that before you did that, I have one person here. I'm not going to even mention his name. He was trying to fix my English, you know? Then you do that, you are joining this guy right
I'm
here.
not joining no Colts.
Okay. Thank you, Jojo. A bow.
A bow.
Yeah. I'm not going to teach this class tonight, this morning. Then we have this first horseman riding this white horse. He has a bow in the hand. And also, the most important thing here is this sentence here. He was given a crown. How can I pronounce this in case, you know?
Road.
Yeah, he wrote out a conqueror bent on conquest. It's an ambiguous, am I right? Thank you. Symbol here. Why? Because when many people read about that, they think we are talking about Christ in this horseman. And you ask a lot of people, they will say, oh, this is Christ here. And John is doing this on purpose. Why this is an ambiguous symbol? Because we have a white, that color, white, sounds like. Number 2, we have a crown on the head of this horseman. And number 3, it says he's a conqueror. Then the people, when they read this section here, they tend to think that we are talking about Christ here, like the first horseman. But what are the issues? And I want to give you a different perspective on the first horseman. What are yes, sir?
I mean,
Are you gonna correct my English?
No, sir.
Okay, then you can talk. Okay.
So if it was Christ, why was he given a crown?
That's one of the things. Because as you can read in the whole text here, I'll give you back. Number 1, the first reason, because many scholars do not think that this is Christ, number 1 is, who's opening the scroll?
Christ.
Christ.
That's right.
Lamb.
The Lamb is opening the scroll. So the question that it is how he's opening the seal to be showed himself. It doesn't make sense. It makes sense that he's talking about a different thing out of him. That's number 1. Number 2, as you said, all the things that he had, he received it. It means he doesn't have the complete power on himself. He received things to do things. That's what you say. He's receiving a crown. He's receiving a lot of things. He's receiving power to do things. Then we think, and also, I want to do this disclaimer here. We can have different opinions on that. I'm just giving you all perspective on this. Number 1, these 3 things give us a very confused sense of what's happening here. And this is exactly what the writer of the book of Revelation is trying to do. Giving them a confused sense of trust. But, yes, sir?
The first horse rider is white and expresses the strength and ambiguity of the human power embodied by the world empire of Rome. Great is its wickedness, oppressive to humanity, the antithesis of the true Christ. Thus it presents it now on a white horse, the color of purity, with a bow in its hand and a crown of triumph on its brow. It has gone out to conquer. It seems that it can prevail over all the powers of the earth.
Okay. What we have here And we will understand a little bit more in the chapter 19th of the book of Revelation. And maybe you ask, why do we need to wait to understand it? No, I don't say that you need to understand it. I'm just saying that the first horseman is a parody of the Messiah. In what sense? It comes to show himself as a Messiah.
Symbolic.
It comes to promise something. It's a symbol. It comes to promise something, but it's not gonna fulfill his promises. Yes, sir.
Yeah, would you say it's basically a counterfeit Messiah?
Yeah, that's kind of counterfeit Messiah. He's coming. It's a false Messiah. It comes to promise things that many people will trust. That many people will put their trust in these kind of things because coming in the horseman it shows power. Coming in white looks like pure. It has a crown, looks like worthy, and it comes as a conqueror. Look how he has all the power, all the strength. There is a deliberate parallel with Christ in Revelation chapter 19. That's why a lot of people think that the horseman here in chapter 6 is Christ. Not because they see Christ in this figure, but in chapter 19, Christ also appears on a white horse. But the difference, you see it in the chapter 19. Okay? John, I put Juan here because after I create my slideshows, I need to correct it every time because sometimes I switch from Spanish to English and I have a Spanglish thing here and I have to fix it. But it says Juan, but it's John, okay? Okay.
Before you move on, about the first horseman is like he said, a counterfeit Christ, how he just is promising all these things but not fulfilling it. It made me think of in 2 Timothy 4, how it says a time will come when God's people will want teachers that are basically preaching a narrative to them to make you feel better. You know, itchy ears is what I think the King James version uses. You know, that's the right thing that you are saying here, and thanks for bringing this passage here, because what we are reading here is I will use the same word as Mr. Bob used, is a counterfeit Messiah. And what is the most interesting thing? That the people, as they see the characteristics of this Messiah, white, crown, power, they will trust in him. But what we have here, one creates an ambiguous figure that imitates messianic features, white, victory, crown, but it's not the real Christ. This will function as a symbolic parody of the conquering power that pretends to be redemptive. Remember, the book of Revelation brings a critique to the imperial powers and evil powers. And the church is under pressure, but if you read the 7 letters of the book of Revelation, you will see that one of the problems that John had with all these churches is that they are putting their trust out of Christ, in the emperor, false prophets and stuff like that. And what the Lamb is doing here is revealing what's happening in the history. Number 1, a white horseman. This is the first thing, or the first seal. Before to unfold the scroll, he will show us that the problem is that there's powers who show themselves as a pure, as a with a lot of strength, as a victorious, and they will cheat the church with that. From this perspective, the horseman symbolizes the structural violence of the empire and its continuous military expansion. And I will explain a little bit more. Yes, Mr. Reader?
This fits with the narrative sequence that begins with conquest, continues with war, then famine, and finally death, suggesting a realistic historical process, not isolated messianic figures. When the Lamb opened the second...
Wait a minute. Yeah. One of the differences that you will see before
before, no, between Christ in chapter 19 and this white horse in chapter 6 is, what is the weapon of this white horseman?
Whoa.
A bow. But if you read the chapter 19, the weapon is totally different. The weapon is a sword. And you will see a lot of difference, and I will show you in the chapter 19 the whole difference. What John is trying to do is a parody, that telling them it looks like the Messiah, but he's not. And what he's bringing is totally different. That's why the Lamb, Christ himself, is telling the people, the churches, like, even if you see, I break the first seal, looks like me. That's not me. It looks like pure, it's not pure. Looks like victorious, it's not victorious. Look like strong, it's not strong. Looks like me, but it's not me. Then the question is, the difference is the fruit. What is bringing this horseman? And then you will read verses 3 and 4, what is bringing. We have the opening. The opening is like a power that looks like the Messiah, but it's not the Messiah. But he's followed by another kind of horseman. Yes, sir.
When the Lamb opened the second seal, I heard the second living creature say, "Come." Then another horse came out, a fiery red one. Its rider was given power to take peace from the earth and to make people kill each other. To him was given a large sword.
So, as we can see, the first horseman means the imperial violence bring it by Rome. In that imperial violence, that thirst to conquer the people, to be over the people, to reign, to put the people under oppression, which brings is what we have here. That's the consequence. Its rider was given power to take peace from the earth. Then, if the first horseman is all the imperial powers around the world, around the history, they are bringing violence. So what is the result of that? That they will take peace from the earth and to make people kill each other. To him was given a large sword. And remember something, if you analyze all the empires around history, you will see that all the empires came with violence, and they try to put peace in the people. But what they bring is more violence. If you bring violence, you will receive more violence. If you analyze the Roman Empire, why Roman fell? The Roman Empire, because of the violence, and they break the empire in four corners, and they fell. And the empire who remains, the Byzantine Empire, they also fell under violence. If you read about the British Empire, they fell under violence. If you read about all the empires, violence they bring, violence they received. So what we read here is the imperial power brings violence, but looks like pure, looks like, oh, they are doing things to save us. They are making violence. They are destroying another tribes because they want to save us. And I will tell you something. The Roman Empire used to say the people around Rome, we want to destroy that kind of tribes because they can come and destroy us. But those tribes used to live like very quiet in their places, and they are not thinking in Rome. But Rome created this narrative about that if we do not destroy them, they will destroy us. And that's the excuse that Rome used to have to go to a place and submit the people, make violence, and say, okay, I'm submitting you to save you. And it is what all the empires do around history. They create narratives to tell us that, okay, I make violence to save you. They are not saving people. Then what we have here is another horseman, is another rider, and he's red, and the red is a very powerful color here. It means blood, it means judgment too. But what is his power? To make the people kill each other. Power to take peace from the earth. It means the violence could not solve things. If you bring violence, you will take peace from the people, and then you will receive more violence.
Satan come and kill, steal, and destroy.
What?
I say Satan come to kill, steal, and destroy.
That's right, my brother.
The mission of the Red Horse would be readily understood in John's day, when uprisings and civil unrest were very frequent. In a single year, 68, 69 AD, Rome had ruled by 4 different emperors.
Why? Because of the violence. They kill each other. It means what John is trying to do here, he's criticizing the Roman Empire. But also,
It is said that in the 30-year period preceding the reign of Herod the Great, 67 to 37 BC, more than 100,000 insurgents died in revolutions and uprisings in Palestine alone. Anarchy and massacres are the forerunners of the end times.
but what, yes, sir?
This is basically what Nero did, right? He kind of brought about the narrative.
Sorry, can you start again?
This is basically what Nero did, right? With bringing about this narrative that it was the Christians who had started the fire.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing you a favor. Let's kill the Christians because, they're the ones causing anarchy and chaos.
They brought all this chaos through. Look, they had 4 emperors, and not just because the emperor died and another come, not because the emperor were killing each other, and they have these kind of riots around the empire. So they came with violence, and they had violence. And we will read about Nero in the chapter 14 or 13. But yes, it's the same thing. They create a narrative about the Christians, and what they received was violence. Yes, Miss Aaron.
I got a reference that goes to Zechariah 6, and it actually references, at the title of mine, it says, vision of the 4 chariots, and it mentions the red horses, the white horses. It actually considers them as the spirits of God, and then that's got a reference that is called the 4 winds. So they're actually comparing the 4 horsemen and the chariots as the 4 winds of God, and they're sent to the north, they're sent to the south, and I guess the east and the west.
Yeah, remember that John uses a lot of Old Testament figures because John is we can talk about had. He has an Old Testament mind, and they use a lot of all these things. But yes, he's talking about these winds from God, but he's talking about judgment to judge the earth. And remember, all what is happening here is not happening out of God. I mean, God is in control of what's happening, and what. Remember, the message for the church at that time is, if the lamb is opening the seals, if the lamb is under control of the scroll, he's telling the church, like, I am under control of everything that you are reading. It means don't be scared about these kind of things because I am under control. I open it. It means I know what is happening. I know the suffering. I know the violence happens. And you are totally right when you mention here the book of Zechariah. That the book of Zechariah is a very interesting book because Zechariah, he's criticizing also I'm looking for an English word. The people, don't do that. The people after the exile, that's the exile, that's the word that I was looking for. He's also criticizing the people who came from the exile to tell them, if you remember all the violence that you had under Babylon, it's because, and he's representing the the winds here. So this is. I have just 5 minutes.
To wear his crown and triumph over the world, the white horse had to be stained with blood, with a rider who has the power to take peace from the earth. The empire itself, built on the desire for blood and a crown of triumph, becomes an endless history of mutual slaughter. To be an empire, humans, the Romans, fight each other on the path of death, expressed by the great sword, which has given Rome its victory and its legitimacy.
So we have an empire who comes with the messianic power. They show themselves if they're going to save the world. But they bring violence. And instead, they promise to bring peace, but they take the peace from the earth. And number two, they make the people kill each other. That's what we have read here. But, oh, sorry.
When the Lamb opened the third seal, I heard the third living creature say, "Come." I looked, and there before me was a black horse. Its rider was holding a pair of scales in his hand. Then I heard what sounded like a voice among the four living creatures saying, 2 pounds of wheat for a day's wages, and 6 pounds of barley for a day's wages, and do not damage the oil and the wine.
This is beautiful here, and I want to close the class with this, with the meaning of the black horse. So we have this messianic figure that they are cheating people. They come with the violent power. They take the peace out of the world. They destroy people, and now we have a black horse that comes with the scales in their hands, and he's screaming something. 2 pounds of wheat, and this is the result of the other horseman, and we will understand it now. A denarius for a measure of wheat. This suggests extreme inflation. A daily wage barely buys basic foodstuffs. Number one. Number two, in the Roman world, a denarius was approximately equivalent to a day's wages, implying precarious subsistence, social inequality, crisis of food access. But the writer symbolizes the economic collapse under social and political pressure. That was what's happening in Rome. A lot of not people, they were not equal. We have a very poor economy, and when you read the 7 letters, a lot of times John says, "I know that you are poor," and they were poor because of this not equality.
Inequality.
Thank you, sir. Inequality around the Roman Empire. So we have a economical crisis around here, but one of the most important thing is many contemporary exegetes Bible scholars interpret the passage in the context of the economic system of the Roman Empire. High imperial taxes, concentration of land, scarcity of peasants, relative abundance for what?
Elites.
If you come with a lot of violence, you take out the peace and you make the people kill each other, the result will be this. Do not damage. Oil and wine is key to academic criticism. I mean, it's key to understand what he's trying to say. If you read the horseman here, wheat and barley, too expensive. The wheat and the barley are the regular food of the poor people. It is too expensive for the people. What we have here is wheat and barley, staple food, are scarce for poor people. Oil and wine, luxury or elite foods, remain available. Do not damage oil and wine. This suggests structural economic inequality, not an homogeneous universal crisis here. It means the Roman Empire at that time, they were harming the poor people and they were exalting the wealthy people. Do not, wheat, barley are basics, no matter the cost, but do not touch the wine and the oil. It means I will protect my elites at the same time, so I'm harming the poor people in that time. And also, this is a critique that John is using. It says, they looks like they are a Messiah, but they are not, because they do not protect the vulnerable people. And I will close this class for now, because the kids are coming down. And next class, we will see the last horseman that he put everything together, and we will see the other seal. So you are all dismissed.
What's happening now in this world?
What did you say?
With the wars and stuff going on now, what's happening now?
There you have it.
You have announcements this morning.
Yeah.
So, you know Mr. Derrick, right? He's in the hospital perfect
Yeah.
with a stroke. So, Andy, the elder, he's going to say a prayer over for Derrick.
Okay.
So, just do your announcements. Don't say a prayer.
Okay.
Andy's going to come up after that, specifically pray over Derrick and say the opening prayer.
Okay.
So, don't say a prayer in your
No, Andy will do. Okay.
Thank you.
The funny part is that history doesn't tend to repeat itself. I mean, that's the way it's going.
Yeah.
It's almost like the French Revolution. You know, that's how they never got into the elite had everything, and the poor had nothing. Eventually,
And that's why they received the revelation. Mary, what is her name in English? Mary
Mary Antoinette.
Antoinette. Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah. In Spanish, it's María Antonieta.
Yeah. It's not, just so you know, it's scarce, not scarce.
Stars. Not gonna come again here. Whoa. Elizabeth, ¿cómo tú vas?
I understand what you're saying because sometimes my husband has to say a certain thing for me, so. I don't know what we can do with them.
They are weird.
We can kick them out, so.
Did you get a
Well,
message from
yeah.
Jane?
No. No, she went to the other church, she's coming here. That's gonna be her new routine, I know it.
Hey, buddy, walk with me. Snacks right here. You want more snacks? We got them, but you gotta come with me. Come, baby.
¿Qué? Este sí es payaso.